Oblivion Lore, Part 2. The scamps have small thoughts and cannot fear greatly. The Vermai have no thoughts and cannot fear. The Dremora have deep thoughts and must master fear to overcome it. The clan bond, we are not born, we have not fathers nor mothers, yet we have kin and clans. The clan form is strong, it shapes body and thought. In the clan form is strength and purpose. The oath bond, we serve by choice. We serve the strong, so that their strength might shield us. Clans serve by long practice, but practice may change. Dremora have long served Dagon, but not always so. Practice is secure when oath bonds are secure, and trust is shared. When oath bonds are weak, there is pain, and there is shame and loss and darkness and great fear. How we think about man. Perhaps you find scamps comic, and Vermai brutish. How then do you imagine that we view you, humans? You are prey, and we are the hunters. The scamps are the hounds, and the Vermai are the beaters. Your flesh is sweet, and the chase is diverting. As you may sometimes praise the fox or hare, admiring its cunning and speed, and lamenting as the hounds tear its flesh, so do we sometimes admire our prey, and secretly applaud when it cheats our snares or eludes our pursuit. But, like all worldly things, you will in time wear and be used up. You age and grow ugly, weak and foolish. You are always lost, late or soon. Sometimes the prey turns upon us and bites. It is a small thing. When wounded or weary, we fly away to restore. Sometimes a precious thing is lost, but that risk makes the chase all the sweeter. Man's mystery. Man is mortal and doomed to death and failure and loss. This lies beyond our comprehension. Why do you not despair? The Book of Daedra. Azura, whose sphere is dusk and dawn, the magic in between the realms of twilight, known as Moonshadow, mother of the rose and queen of the night sky. Boethia, whose sphere is deceit and conspiracy and the secret plots of murder, assassination, treason and unlawful overthrow of authority. Clavicus Vile, whose sphere is the granting of power and wishes through ritual invocations and pacts. Emmaus Mora, whose sphere is scrying of the tides of fate, of the past and future as read in the stars and heavens, and in whose dominion are the treasures of knowledge and memory. Ursine, whose sphere is the hunt, the sport of Daedra, the great game, the chase, known as the huntsman and the father of man-beasts. Malakath, whose sphere is the patronage of the spurned and ostracized, the keeper of the sworn oath and the bloody curse. Mehrunes Dagon, whose sphere is destruction, change, revolution, energy, and ambition. Mephala, whose sphere is obscure to mortals, known by the names of web spinner, spinner, and spider, whose only consistent theme seems to be interference in the affairs of mortals, for her amusement. Meridia, whose sphere is obscured to mortals, who is associated with the energies of living things. Molag Bal, whose sphere is the domination and enslavement of mortals, whose desire is to harvest the souls of mortals, and to bring mortal souls within his sway by spreading the needs, seek of strife and discord in the mortal realms. Namira, whose sphere is the ancient darkness, known as the Spirit Daedra, ruler of sundry dark and shadowy spirits, associated with the spiders and insects and slugs and other repulsive creatures which inspire mortals with an instinctive revulsion. Nocturnal, whose sphere is the night and the darkness, who is known as the Night Mistress. Pyrite, whose sphere is the ordering of the lowest orders of Oblivion, known as the Taskmaster. Sanguine, whose sphere is hedonistic revelry and debauchery and passionate indulgences of darker natures. Sheogorath, whose sphere is madness and whose motives are unknowable. Vamena, whose sphere is the realm of dreams and nightmares, and from whom the realm issues forth evil omens. Especially marked for special interest under the heading Malakath is a reference to Scourge, blessed by Malakath and dedicated to the use of mortals. In short, the reference suggests that any Daedra attempting to invoke the weapon's power will be expelled into the void streams of Oblivion. Of the legendary artifacts of the Daedra, many are well known, like Azura's Star and Sheogorath's Wabajak. Others are less well known, like Scourge, Makan's Hammer, Bane of Daedra. Yet though Malakath blessed Scourge to be potent against his Daedra kin, he thought not that it should fall into Daedric hands, then to serve as a tool for a private war among Caliph and Forsaken. Thus did Malakath curse the device, such that should any dark kin seek to invoke its powers, that a void should open and swallow the Daedra, and purge him to Oblivion's void streams, from thence to pathfind back to the real and unreal worlds, in the full order of time. The Slave Pits of Cold Harbor. Kind Briefing 3 of 97. So, you survived your first 2 shifts in the pits without discorporating or being sentenced to the Scathed Rings. Now you think you know it all. Not so, Kindworm. We give you easy tasks for the first couple of shifts, jobs any idiot can do, so you won't embarrass us with your all too likely failure. But now it's shift 3, Kindworms. Now we talk quota. These soul-shriven weren't brought to the pits for your amusement, you know. As an overkin, I can tell you they weren't brought for my amusement either. They're here solely for the amusement of the Dreadlord, and he takes a lot of amusing. So, pay attention. You're going to be assigned a coffle of soul-shriven, and you're going to be told what they need to do, and then you're going to make sure they do it. And you're going to be brutal about it. That's the good part. But also the tricky part, because we've only got so many soul-shriven, and we have to make them last. They must suffer, of course, or you won't make your torment quota, but you can't use them up too soon, or you'll miss your toil quota. And if you miss either quota, well, you've seen the Scathed Ring. So, that's what it's all about, Kindworms. Toil and torment, and maintaining the balance between the two. Some of you will fail, and suffer slow and agonizing discorporation, but others will find their inner abomination and triumph, exceeding quota and earning time in the bliss cells. It's up to you, Kindworms. Cut it, or scathe. I hope you've been enjoying these lore readings, and if you have, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching.